What is going on, YouTube? I know I didn't do a video today. I've been going slow on the videos, but I need to start pre-recording videos because people are gonna be asking me, hey Andrew, do you ever go to work? Do you do any work? Well, the thing is, guys, I be at work. I usually leave out the house 6 in the morning and I don't get back to like 4 or 5. Majority of the time that I do be at work, I don't film videos like that. I do a little short 3 minutes and that's it. But if you guys want to just like actually watch me work non-stop, bro, I'm probably in somebody's live feed, or like today I was over in Trickio live feed. You can watch me, you know, work all day. But other than like somebody's live feed, you guys would probably think I don't even work. I know it's probably been like that all year, huh? But that's how it was when I was working at Love's. You guys didn't know I worked at Love's. I worked at Love's, I don't know, 6 months or so. Anyways, man, what's going on in this trucking world? I'm hearing the news, and I know y'all need somebody to blame, and it ain't me. It ain't my fault. It's not my fault. Well, hey, look, hey now, hey. It's not my fault. I don't have anything to do with what's going on out there outside of what I got going on, okay? I'm focusing on my business, my truck, and people that want to make money around Andrew. What's going on outside? I don't know. People asking me now, hey Andrew, did you, no, wait, stop. We in 2025. I do not know. Well, we got that cleared up. On to something more positive to talk about. The Russian ELD should be here Monday. Should be here Monday. I went and dropped off a trailer right before closing the day, right before 4 or 5 o'clock, and the trailers was stacked up over at Fleet Equipment. I had talked to the guy. I said, hey man, I'm noticing there's way more trailers here than I've ever seen. I said, did everybody just, are they bringing the trailer back or what's going on? He said, man, I don't know if it's the rates or people going out of business or what, but we at the point over here, we try and get these trailers off our yard. And I'm like, wow, okay. Yeah, well, anybody put in some orders, you know, for some lease trailers, let me know and I can ship them to them, you know. But how much do y'all think it costs to ship a trailer? Better yet, if you ever shipped a transmission or an engine or maybe some overhaul parts, you know, something that's gonna be on one pallet, you know how they'll charge you, let's say for a cylinder head, it may be $400 for shipping. For overhaul kit, they do about weight, $450, you know, $500. How much do you think it costs to ship, you know, 18,000 pounds, you know, an entire drive-in trailer? Cylinder head, you know, I understand it don't weigh 18,000 pounds, it's just one pallet, and one pallet run you $400. But how much would you charge to ship an entire 18,000 pound drive-in trailer? Just something to think about, you know, just something to think about when I talk to the suit and tie guys, you know, when I'm trying to get money out of them. This type of picture I got to paint for them. Shoot, I'm like, hey man, this is shipping, right? We shipping the trailer, right? Just to make sure it's shipping. Okay, 18,000 pound trailer. Okay. I had to ask him. I said, well, if you ordered one pallet, even 2 pallets, I don't care what you put on the pallets, but it goes by the weight. How much would UPS charge you to just ship out one pallet? You know, you put an engine on the pallet. You think you could ship that for $100? $200? And that's how I be getting the rates higher than what maybe normal people would take, you know, an empty trailer for. Just to give y'all an idea. Because I do hear people say, well, you know, the movie empty trailer is like $200, $100. I do it for $150. I'm pretty sure you will. That's why I'm glad it's just me and nobody else over there at Fleet Equipment. Just me. I don't want nobody around talking about what they can do for $100, $150, $200. Stay away from around me. My business is what we call for profit. For profit. Okay? And even though I'm dedicated to them, and I've been working with Fleet Equipment since 2022, 2023, you know, I pulled my first trailer from one of these manufacturers up there in Kentucky. I pulled it back down to Tennessee with the flat top. If y'all remember that video when I used to go pick up the brand new drive-in trailers at the manufacturer up there. So I didn't just start with these people yesterday. Now, but keep in mind now, the work is based off orders. And like I'm telling y'all, all these trailers are piled up at the yard. I don't know if nobody's gonna order no trailers. So what I do know is though, if Andrew need a trailer, I just get on Repower, just order the trailer and go pick it up. And now I got the Russian EOD. It's on the way. It should be here Monday. Y'all know I went and paid HOS 24/7. I'm not saying they good or bad. I have not got the ELD to test it out. But you know, that's who I decided to pay. They have shipped it out. I checked the tracking number. It's coming from Los Angeles, California. Hopefully it'll be here Monday. If not Monday, maybe Tuesday. But I do need that ELD, so I can go ahead and connect it to highway and all these other people. And whew, boy. Hey, real quick, man. I was watching PH, and I done heard this a couple of times from him, and I always wanted to ask him, but when he tell that story about the guy that spent $21,000 on the transmission, I always wanted to know, can you break that down for us, the $21,000 transmission job? Because it sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. The problem is, how much is the transmission? Because a 10-speed manual transmission is $3,500, 13-speed is $42, and an 18-speed is about $48. Now, of course, depending on which dealership you can call all you can call 30 different dealerships. You're gonna have 30 different prices. That's just the average price. But I ain't heard of no transmission running, you know, $17,000, $18,000, $19,000. And if you guys know about transmission, especially a manual transmission, what is it, 16 bolts? 15 minutes to get these bolts down? Transmission comes straight down? What are we paying $21,000 to do? Now, I'm assuming that $21,000 is actually transmission plus rebuilding an engine and getting a new clutch, and you know, maybe it's all that, you know, all that at once. Or one person just got ripped off, because some, you know, it is rare. Some people do just get ripped off, you know, it happens. But the thing that transmissions is running $21,000. Now he could have the latest greatest shoe shine. That right there may run you 20 plus. Yeah, that's what it is. He got the latest greatest shoe shine. He got one of them brand new automatic D12 transmission, D16 automatic transmission. Them thing about with $12,000, $14,000 or something. And the mechanic, you take, man, mechanic, I don't want to deal with that, man. Pay me $6,000. Okay, there we go. I understand. It makes sense now. Makes sense. One more question though, PH. Now, you said most people with cash, well, you didn't say this, but I'm afraid, I'm trying to paraphrase. The cash truck people, if they park the truck, let's say they go on vacation 3 days, when they come back, either the truck won't start, or if it do start, they gotta like remove a bunch of parts on it and put brand new parts on, because you can't just sit a truck, you know, a couple of days and it just fire back on. Is that the case for all y'all? Because I know it's not the case for me, but I'm the 1%. But for the 99% of y'all, is that what y'all going through? Because y'all do realize they got the dealership, you know, Freightliner, you got MAC Kenworth, you got Peterbilt, Volvo, you know, they got trucks sitting on their lot months at a time, waiting for somebody to buy them. You mean to tell me if I decide to go and buy a truck from them, that they gotta overhaul the engine and drop the transmission, put a new one on, give me new tires and batteries, and is that what's going on? I ain't know about a new truck, so I don't know. I don't know, but I take that back. I did buy a truck from the dealership, but then I don't recall them doing all that. I don't recall that. They just started the truck up and I signed the title and I was gone. Same thing with my car. When I bought it from the dealership, I just started up and took off. Interesting. I'm just teasing. Anyways, man, over to this. I'm trying to see if I go and get me a drive-in, rent a drive-in, and get this restaurant ELD going. I like listening to PH because I want to hear the numbers. You know, I want to hear we got a drive-in, we grossing 8,000, we grossing 9,000, we grossing 10,000, because to cash truck drivers, that means something to us. If they can do it, I can do it, because I know all their freight come off DAT load board, and I got 1 year of authority, and I got cash equipment, and I know how to gross 8, 9, 10 too. It's just how I take more money, because all I'm paying is a fuel bill and 3% to factory. So if I'm gonna take all this risk, and I already calculated the numbers, I know I'm looking, my absolute minimum for 7 days of work is $3,000. That's the minimum. They max is my minimum. And when I say they max, I mean lease drivers. That's my minimum, $3,000, and that's not on 8, 9,000 gross. That's, I don't know, 5,000 gross maybe, 6,000 at the most. But you know, if I gross 8,000, subtract about 2,000 for fuel, 3% to factor, and I'm looking to take about 5,000. If I go 10, I'm looking to take 6,500, somewhere right in there. So if I'm going, you know, get back out there and take all this risk, you know, decking and dodging skills, playing the Russian ELD game, and really getting to it, I need to know what I'm gonna do with all this guacamole sauce. Okay? And if it look like I'm dressed like this for one person, you know, the men, am I looking good today for you fellas? Now I know it's the weekend. I know look, this shirt, I know it don't match, but it says built different. I'm the 1%. Dressed like this just for the men, not for the women. The women, they impressed by the words that come out of my mouth when I start talking about this money. That's what they impressed by. They, ooh, talking about this money. The men, they don't want to hear nothing about no money. They want to hear about, Andrew, can you look like, okay, we understand what this, but Andrew, can you look like the amount of money you talking about making? Hey, fellas, calm down, man. Look, I promise, look, I just went and ordered 100 shirts and hats just for the men, just to impress the men. It's just sometimes I be forgetting. I'm like, damn, man, shoot, man. Before I make this video, man, I gotta impress the guys. Let me not throw on my work clothes. Let me go to the closet and pull something out for them. So am I looking good, fellas? That's what I'm talking about. I'll start asking you guys for cash up so you can start, you know, handing it over for me looking so good for you. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just joking, guys. Man, look here, the CAJ Property Rehab Division, if I actually make this a real LLC, a real company, a real business, trying to take the money from trucking and go out here and buy some houses that I can do fixes uppers on. Okay, don't know if it's gonna work, don't know if the money gonna come in, okay, but having a plan is the first step. So we get the limited general contractor license. That involves me going to take a class over at community college. It's just a 2-week class, about $500. Okay. You got to apply with the state to get the license. You have to show a net worth of $10,000 minimum, and it's got to be reviewed and approved by a CPA. Okay, now my net worth is higher than $10,000. That's how much stuff you own minus liabilities. That's be your net worth right there. Okay, so You know, in my case, I can show vehicles. Hey, I got, you know, 3 semi-trucks, a trailer, a car, all that stuff is already over $10,000 net worth. So for me, that's extremely easy. But some people, they don't own no car, no truck, they don't have cash, no stocks, no RA fund, no 401, they ain't not worth nothing. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm telling you that the requirement is you gotta have a net worth of $10,000 or more dollars. Very easy for me to show, hard for others. But easy, like I said, the class, all that, that's easy, that's light work, okay? Once you get the license, it's pretty much good forever. You do gotta renew every 2 years, but the renewal, to my understanding, is just money. You just pay, you know, every 2 years. You may have to, I think I forgot the correct price. I wanna say it's maybe $200. You just send a check. You good for another 2 years. You ain't gotta take no class, no none of that, okay? The next thing they told me I had to get an EPA certificate for, it's called the RRP certificate. It's done by the EPA. Do I got my phone? I don't got my phone on me. For homes built 1978 and older, in order to like start doing any type of demolition or anything dealing with the lead paint that's in the house, you gotta have a certification to deal with any of that stuff, okay? It's dealing with lead paint, and then of course you got that asbestos awareness certification. I heard that before, I forgot what it is, but you gotta have that certification too if you want to rehab older homes. So that's 2 certifications. The EPA, they offer the certification here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's 3 people that offer it, and it's pretty much every 2 weeks. It's cheap, $230. It's an 8-hour class, 1 day. You go take the class, you get the certification, done. If you don't have the certification and you get caught rehabbing homes, the fine, if caught working with lead paint, you know, if you get caught without the certification, the fine, from my understanding, is $47,000, okay? I don't know who trying to pay that, so let me just get the certification, $230, no problem, okay? So the limited GC license, the class, $500. The RRP certificate, that class, $200, about $230. Asbestos awareness certification, I don't know where you get that from yet and how much it costs. And then, because I am a licensed insurance adjuster, who I need to renew my license before the end of September, it's $45, because I gotta take I gotta earn 24 credits in order to renew. It's called continuing education, and it costs $45 to get in them classes. I don't know when the last day to do it is either, but what my insurance adjusters was telling me was, insurance adjusters work with contractors, because say your residential property, it gets damaged, tornado come through, somebody drive through the building, window get broke, whatever the damage is. If it's something that insurance got to fix, we understand the contractors who gonna come in and do the actual work. But if it's dealing with insurance, that contractor need a check, and it ain't coming from the homeowner, it's coming from an insurance adjuster. The insurance adjuster show up to the house, write up the estimate for the damage, give it to the insurance company for them to cut the check over to the contractor so he can do the work and get paid. So me being an insurance adjuster, knowing how to use Xactimate, because that's what they're going to use to write up these estimates, I just need to stick to Xactimate. I already got my level 1 certification, but I need to go and master level 2 and level 3, get certified. And then I can write professional estimates for rehab work. I can write on my own estimate how much it's going to cost to do my own project. Can't get cheated. I got the laptop, got the software, know how to use it. All I gotta do is know basic construction, okay? If we need to do some drywall, whatever the case is, some pipes in the wall, whatever the case is, new roof, all that stuff, is done on this estimate, okay? All I gotta do is write up the estimate, print it out. It's not for insurance though, because I'm rehabbing, I'm the one that's funding it, but I know how much to bring in the subcontractors in and how much to pay these guys for the material, for the labor, for everything, because I got the estimate. So I just need to get better at this estimate, if that make any sense. Hopefully I explained that correctly. I know I'm boring the hell out of y'all. I know. I'm trying to sell some hope. This is hope. Because a lot of y'all hope that this work out. Me, I just came up with this overnight. I just said, shit, man, I'm doing all this money. I gotta do something with this money, man. Shoot, I need to shoot. Mr. Charlie making it hard on the brother. Brother can't just take, come on, man. Come on, Mr. Charlie, I can't just get a mortgage. Mr. Charlie want all this paperwork and all these taxes and gotta stay and work over there 2 years for Mr. Charlie, and then you work 2 years and they telling you, man, we don't even accept that because half of it is time and a half, and you're really only making 20 something dollars an hour instead of 40 something dollars an hour. So really, we ain't even count overtime. Really, you just made $40,000. Huh? I said, boy, you know what? Well, maybe I should try another way, because the house I'm looking to buy anyway, from the very start, it's cheap houses anyway. I'm not looking to be out here trying to pay Mr. Charlie for no $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. A $500,000 house gonna run me $1.5 million. I am not about to drive no truck to try to generate $1.5 million to pay Mr. Charlie over the course of 30 years. I know there's truck drivers out there with, you know, $500,000 houses. They also got people with multiple incomes in their house, but still, I'm not gonna drive my truck, my classic, my flat top, trying to get up $1.5 million over the course of 30 years, $2,500 a month for life. I ain't doing that. Shit, we got time for that. We can come up with another way. Shoot, we can come up with another way. We can try to figure out how to get $500,000 driving some trucks or something. Who we need to get a contract from? What the Russians got going on? We need to get 10 lease trucks, throw 10 lease drivers in there, and give them one check for $3,700, and then just take the rest of their money past that point. Let that add up. What we need to do? We need to get creative, because I'm trying to figure out. So yeah. So that's all I got for them certifications. Also with them certifications, my business can do rehab work for other people and stuff, especially if I got that RRP certification for that lead paint and stuff. But I'm not looking for CAJ property rehab division to go out and, you know, do other work around here. I mean, that's a great idea if I wanted to get that, you know, going, but I'm not a construction guy. I'm just trying, you know, get my first house, fix it up. I ain't even trying to flip it. I'm just trying to get my first house, fix it up, get the subcontractors in here, know what's going on. That's all I'm trying to do. You know, now if I do it fast enough, then hey, then we'll look at continuing on. Okay, well shoot, man. Let's just say I happen to get a house by the end of the year. Okay, well shoot, man, I own it? Okay, well we own it. Well then, maybe this thing may keep, you know, all right, let's go, let's look for house number 2 then. Let's keep pushing in. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll see, man. I'm not saying any of this gonna work. This is all what we call hope. This is hope. May not work out, but it's better than no plan at all. What am I finna do, man? 6 o'clock, these women blowing my phone up. They think I got some money, but I ain't got no money, but I do need to use them up until at least Monday. Then I'm gonna go poof and disappear. So today Friday, I ain't really trying to go out, man. I've been out all damn day today. Probably tomorrow we'll go use them up. Tomorrow and Sunday. Damn, I would go to the gym. No, it's probably slam packed, man. It's 6 o'clock. Man, let me go to the grocery store, man, and give me some, probably some chicken. Just something to cook that's not junk food. do I want to do some chicken? I got some greens and some peas over there. A lot of green action over there. A lot of green. I see a lot of green canned food over there. I know y'all want to blame me. I know what you're thinking, truck drivers. I know you want to point the finger at Andrew. It ain't Andrew's fault. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Nothing. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing, okay? First of all, I was told that my presence, my assistance, was no longer needed. So, hey now, hey. We got to accept responsibility for what's going on in this crazy world we call truck driving.